Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to San Diego FC versus Vancouver Whitecaps FC, MLS 2025 Western Conference Final. The winner will go to Miami no matter what, because even if you're the number one seed in the West, I guess you still go on the road if you have less points than the Eastern Conference champion who's a third seed. I don't know. That makes no sense to me, but what the hell do I know? A little bit late, but so be it. Teams are about to walk out, and here we go. The winner will play Miami, in Miami, no matter what, even if San Diego wins as the number one seed in the West, which is just, it's even crazier. Either way, starting 11s are as follows. For San Diego FC in goal, we have Pablo, the back four, Luca Bombino, Manu Dua, Christopher McVeigh, Ian Pilcher. McVeigh could go back and play his former team if he goes to MLS Cup. Anibal Godoy, Yepez Sverkov, Oni Valakari. Front three of Mal Pellegrino, Corey Baird, Anders Dreyer. And then for the Vancouver Whitecaps in goal, there's Yohei Takaoka, the back four of Eddie Ocampo, Matias Laborda, Ralph Prizo, Tate Johnson. The midfield two of Andres Cubas, Sebastian Berhalter. The attacking midfield three of Emmanuel Sabi, Thomas Muller, Ali Ahmed. And up top, Brian White. Ryan Gould is on the bench. Tristan Blackman suspended. Bilal Halbouni with a knee injury. And that's where we are. Chucky Lozano on the bench. Ain't that something? Players to watch were for San Diego, Anders Dreyer, and for Vancouver, Thomas Muller. We're ready to go. Game 3 of the day, stream 2. We'll review the game once it's over. We'll be back in the morning for the Formula 1 Qatar Grand Prix. It'd be funny if the state and Qatar Grand Prix did better in these two games. This will be interesting for sure. Yep, and no matter what, whoever wins goes on the road. Because reasons, I don't freaking know. Well, points. But either way. I don't know if I like that, so to speak. Like, if you're the number one seed in the opposite conference, you should be the team going. You should be hosting if the team who isn't number one is facing you in the final, you should host the conference final or the MLS Cup final. So, like, San Diego should host if they win. Now, points-wise, I'm fine with Vancouver hosted by Miami. We knew that, even though they're still better seeded than Miami. But if you're the number one seed, I don't know, man. Teams walking out. Here we go. Vancouver wearing their white with hoops. San Diego wearing their navy blue. San Diego playing at home, trying to get to a cup final. Vancouver trying to win on the road to get to a cup final on the road. San Diego can't even play at home, which is sad because they're the number one seed in the West. But because they have 2 less points than Miami, it was always that way, but it's kind of ironic. Well, I'd have to look. Either way. "5-1 Miami." I know. I saw he won the title back. As I said, it was like, I kind of had a feeling. And it was all bullshit. Liv, Roxanne, Judgment Day. It was all total bullshit. But I guess we're going to beat Super Cena. Well, I mean, good for Miami, I guess. And Georgia Tech won't make it because we knew that after they lost to Pitt. Then they played the SEC team tonight, or last night. Canadian national anthem. Great realistic booking there. Oh, he's being sarcastic. A Triple H, right? Not me. I just wanted Cena to win, but I knew he'd probably go out on his back, and he probably will on his final match as well because, of course, that's how it's supposed to go, right? And John Cena is one of the most classic wrestlers anyway. 178 pay-per-views, 100 pay-per-view wins, 23 years. Raptors' 9-game winning streak is over, by the way. Why people keep kicking out of John Cena's finisher now? Because he's old. Definitely helps. U.S. National Anthem. Waiting for this game to get going. We'll know in about 2 hours or so who's going to the MLS Cup Final to face Miami. And it's Miami hosting. It's been confirmed by everybody. Miami are the hosts because they have the most points. Yep. They're hosting it. All right. So we can write that down too. We're getting ready to go. It's either Vancouver or San Diego. One more time. Miami hosting San Diego or Vancouver. 2 more games left this season. Can't wait to see what Russo's cooking up for JCW. I might have to check it out. Miami's done very well, though. This playoffs. Amazing. So Miami could close their old stadium with a trophy, and they could parade it around in a new stadium. Because Miami will have a new stadium next year. Freedom Park will be open next year. So they will have a new stadium 39.3% win probability for San Diego, 34.2 for Vancouver, 26.5 for extra time, and a draw. Joe Dickerson is the center ref tonight. Will the new Miami Stadium be in Champs Cup? Yes. Edvin Jurasevich is the VAR referee. How did Man United lose to the Everton team that got destroyed by Newcastle? Man United sucks. That's how. Here we go. And we're off. Game number 3 of the day. Conference final number 2 of the day. Playing forward. Well, that's hilarious. John Cena lost his final pay-per-view match to 3 women and a short-order fry cook with bad tats and a famous dad and 2 Irish guys. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Who will win next year's Champions Cup? Oh. You know what makes it tougher is the fact Mexican players are going to have to be called in and during the Champs Cup semifinals and finals. Well, York's not even in there. You know what's funny, though? York's new name is what they could have named Toronto FC at first. There was a time where Toronto FC could have been Intep Toronto FC. And then they just chose Toronto FC. It was like a blank canvas type thing. And then York goes around and says, you know, we'll take that. We'll take that. Don't you dare even think about it, TFC. MLS rebrand of Toronto FC to AC Toronto. I swear to God if they do that. Playing forward, Vancouver has the ball. Laborda. Berhalter plays it forward, blocked away. Be cleared for San Diego. 2 minutes in, 0-0, settle. It's kind of funny. Yeah, he did. So he could win it and be the Grand Slam champion. That's why they did it. I guess I'd rather him drop it to Dom than Gunther. I wish he just retired with it. You know, like the last real champion goes home with a belt. Not the one he said he would. You know, that's fine. Why not make that true? And then have a tournament. Or here's what they should have done. If John Cena kept the WWE title through the whole year, he could have walked away with it. They could have the Royal Rumble decide the new stadium. I don't. Because you've commented the most? Because you've commented the most. That'll change when Pacharo starts talking a lot of shit. As per usual. Playing forward. Well, I mean, you beat them in penalties, but because of the way the first round runs, technically that's a win. So, I don't know. But you did. So if Vancouver beats them on penalties, but they move on with that as well. So when you're in the conference finals, either way, 0-0, San Diego playing forward. Yeah, I guess Pacharo took it, didn't he? No, he didn't. I don't know. I hope not. I hope that a Canadian team won't win Champions Cup next year because it won't be Toronto. And I don't think Forge has a chance in hell. Playing forward. Header by San Diego. AKA, I don't want to see Vancouver win the Champions Cup because they ain't Toronto. I'm being petty. Just like I used to be before Seattle won. We'll stay in Mexico. I'd say an American team. Miami actually is really good right now. I think Miami, if they could play like this to start next year, you know what? They got a chance. They got a really good chance. I prefer it to be Miami than Vancouver. Bub. Bub. Sorensen, the manager of Vancouver. Because I want Toronto to be the first Canadian team to win Champions Cup. So I do not want any Canadian team to win it for 30 years unless Toronto calls the pirate. It's certainly not Montreal. I would just become a monk. I would move into the frickin'... I'd move to Tibet and become a monk if that happened. You're out of your mind. AKA Toronto, call the pirate. You'll win in 2 years. If you don't, it'll take you 30 years, and I'll be rooting for every other team to fail when it comes to the Canadian teams, except for Forge, but they'll never have... They won't win it in 30 years anyway. So, call the pirate. You want to win, call the pirate, because nobody else is going to win it for you. And we should have won it back in 2018, but we didn't because Michael Bradley doesn't know how to shoot a penalty. And Oso doesn't either. Don't stutter step, I swear. I'm going to outload the shit out of those. If my team, I would never let my team do a stutter step penalty because they never work. They never work. I would not allow them to do a stutter step. I don't care if it's what they've done their whole career. No, because they don't work, especially during the shootout. A stutter step's a surefire way to miss a penalty. No, I didn't watch Survivor Series because of these games. And I think you have to rebuy the pay-per-view on its own to watch the pay-per-view if you don't watch it live on ESPN Unlimited. So, no. And besides, I don't care because John lost. So I don't want to rewatch it anyway. Just to watch Liv Morgan kick him in the balls? Fuck no. Fuck no. Playing forward. I got to wake up early, watch the Formula One anyway. Shot. Chance. Goal. Vancouver. 1-0. Brian White puts it away. 0-1. Setaudo. Brian White takes the lead for the Whitecaps. Ball played through, centered, and Brian White puts it away. I feel like they could have taken a shot the first time, but whatever. Let's see if that's onside. Final will be Vancouver, Miami. There's still time. There's still a lot of time. Playing forward. Good defensive play. Kubas runs in. Back to Kubas. He's onside. Brian White is onside. Kubas was onside on the giveaway. The final's one leg, of course. Yeah. It'd be funny if they did wild card, single elimination, best of three, single elimination, 2 legs. It'd be funny. But no, it's one leg. And Brian White scores 0-1. Good play by Kubas as well. I think he could have scored that himself, but 0-1, 0-1, Vancouver, 8th minute. Good job. Why not 2 legs? Because the MLS Cup Final's never been 2 legs, even when the tournament was 2 legs before the final. Well, I guess I ain't missing nothing, and I missed John Cena lose, so sucks to miss his last pay-per-view match, but at least I won't miss the Saturday night's main event. Oh. Well, the Raptors might take care of that for me. I don't know. I just realized. The NBA Cup semifinals are on the same night as John Cena having his final match. Shit. Okay, so I just realized if the Raptors make the semifinals of the NBA Cup, no, I'm not covering that either. Here's a chance for Vancouver. Save. Another shot. In. 2-0. Own goal. Thomas Muller. Own goal for San Diego. Thomas Muller seemed to be the one to put it in. Or is that Ali Ahmed? I'm not. Either way, 2-0 Vancouver. Zero dos. So I just realized, well, let's see what happens. Maybe there's no worries about that. But if the Raptors beat, it's the semifinal, not the final. The final's on the 16th. A semifinal don't mean shit. At least I'm not going live for it. At least the semifinal. But guess what? The final's on the 16th, not the 13th. But I wanted to do the semifinal live. And then I realized, wait, the semifinal, Emmanuel Sabi's shot was blocked. Ali Ahmed takes the shot. Let's see if that's an own goal. And then I realized their semifinals the same night. If they make the semifinal, their semifinals the same night as John Cena's retirement. I ain't missing John Cena retire, even if it is against fucking Gunther, Jay. 2-0. Zero dos. So. Well, the World Series is actually, the ALCS is a historical tournament. The NBA Cup's an in-season bullshit tournament anyway. Or maybe I'm just pushing, or maybe when I realize that I'm going to miss John Cena's, maybe New York will do me a solid anyway and we lose. Anyway. Because either you're going to be a jackass and fucking spoil the show for me if I miss the show, or, well, it's honestly kind of your fault anyway, because if I miss the show to do the Raptors game and review it, you're going to be a jackass and spoil it for me like you normally are, or I spoil it for myself. Either or. So I either, hopefully New York beats us then, actually, because then I feel bad. And by the way, the semifinal's not the championship. The final's the championship. And besides, they're playing a Western team that's really good anyway, so who gives a shit? Own goal for Pablo. So, 0-2. So, hopefully New York just makes it easy for me and I don't have to do shit on the 13th, but I don't have to just worry about it. Own goal for San Diego, 13th minute, 0-2, Vancouver winning. So, Yeah, the Jays, but the NBA Cup's a different thing. It's just cool to see Toronto be good again, as in the Raptors. LAFC's in the Champions Cup because no matter who's left, if LAFC will jump in to the Medica got eliminated. Saved. '15th minute. 0-2, Vancouver leading. Playing forward. America are losers. Well, yeah, they got eliminated. How we doing? Vancouver leads 2-0. San Diego are down. Goal against and an own goal. Nil 2, 0-2. They were up a man and proceeded to concede a goal. Ha ha! Lovely. Playing forward, 16th minute. This is the first time San Diego's down the game since Game 2 in Portland. Yes, the team who wins this game will play Miami in the MLS Cup and go to Miami next week. Because no matter if you're the number 1 seed in the conference or the number 2 seed, you still go to play a 3 seed who has more points than you in the Shield rankings. Then what the fuck is the point of seeding then? Seriously. But it makes it easier for the fan base. How about tell them to read a table? How about tell them to learn how to read a table? Tell them how to count. Teach them how to count. I know schools don't teach you good math anymore. They'd rather teach you Common Core. It's part of my problem. Tell them how to add. Then again, if any of y'all are freaking examples, y'all don't know how to add 2 and 2 together. So you know what? Fine. And you ain't good at word problems either. And y'all ain't good at word problems either, for sure. Then again, I can't be judging. I suck at math too. And your ears definitely ain't open. Not to the deepness of what I say, just to what I say. Okay. '18th minute. While I'm at it. But again, teach these fans how to read a table. 65 is bigger than 62. Yeah, well, that means yeah. Or how about the only table that matters is the supporter shield table? I don't know. Like, I would think, here's my rule. Here's my addendum to the rule. If you're the number 1 seed in a conference, you should be able to host a cup final, even if you have less points than the other team, because you won your conference in the regular season and postseason. I can kind of understand Vancouver not hosting the final because they have less points than Miami, and they were 2 and Miami's 3. But that's conference strength for you. If you're the number 1 seed in the opposite conference, I don't care if you have less points than the 3 seed in the other. You should host the final. That's just my opinion. Ball crossed in by Vancouver. Here's a shot, and it's saved. Vancouver is honestly absolutely stomping San Diego right now. Two, 1. Monterrey in that a 3-0 lead, yeah? Monterrey eliminates America. Or, let me check. It was 3-2. It was a 2-0 lead, and they scored a goal, too. Okay. Toluca still leads with 29 minutes to go. 0-0 with a 2-1 aggregate. Toluca leading. Monterrey is through. America wins 2-1 at home, and they get eliminated. Holy shit, we're going to have a Liga MX final without America. I can't believe it. It's been so long. So Monterrey's going to play Toluca, it looks. Cruz Azul and, well, Cruz Azul or Chivas will play Tigres or Tijuana. Most likely Tijuana. I just didn't want to. It was what it was. I'm focused on this game. I'm focused. Actually, shit, maybe I don't. Either way. Either way. Twenty-two minutes. Playing forward. Can you show the game? It's called, if I do, I get a copyright strike. It's more like radio. 22 minutes. Overhyped? What? 22 minutes in. French guy? What French guy? Free kick. Oh, the new guy from America. Oh, Saint Maximin. Okay, I get it. Oh, Saint Maximin. Oh, okay. Blocked away. Blocked away. Shot. San Diego. Cross in. Has a chance. Played over the top. Cleared away. 0-2. Well, I mean, he went there for a payday after he went to Saudi for a payday, but turns out, I guess he didn't like Saudi, so playing forward. FSU has not won a road game in 735 days. .2% average possession for San Diego, and now they're down 2-0. Whoever wins here ain't beating Miami at all. I think Vancouver could, but you're right. I am considering for the MLS Cup predicting the opposite way. Well, if it was San Diego, technically I guess it'd be a new prediction, but Miami's playing really well right now. Like, Miami's actually on fire right now. That's the problem. Miami's actually good. It's crazy. It's crazy. Playing forward. Florida beat Florida State. Maybe Billy Napier really is a shit coach. Maybe that was the only problem. Playing forward. .26-minute. I mean, if you're in the MLS Cup, you're the best, second best team at least in MLS. Oh, you're talking about the college football playoff. Oh, no. They're good, but no. Notre Dame is better. Okay. Right now, Notre Dame is better. Maybe not in week 1, but right now, Notre Dame is better. I might be a little bit biased. Ole Miss, hate to admit it. Well, I don't know if that Trinidad Chambliss is a good quarterback. I don't care if Lane's there or not. Ole Miss, honestly, is better than Miami, maybe even without Lane Kiffin. Alabama, better. TAMU, if Marcel Reed is healthy, better. Texas, better. They'll probably get put in after winning. Georgia, better. Oregon, better. Ohio State, better. Whoever wins the Big 12, I guess. I don't know. I guess Miami's better than them. North Texas, maybe? Better. Miami's better than North Texas. Because there has to be a G5 team. 27th minute. Notre Dame is better right now than Miami. I figured it out. Notre Dame. But header. Blocked away. Ooh, foul, free kick for Vancouver. Messy trouble loading. MLS Cup, Eastern Conference Champion, Champions Cup. Yeah, here's the problem, though. Eastern Conference Champion doesn't count. It's only a hood ornament. You lift the trophy when you win the Eastern Conference, and then MLS doesn't even acknowledge it anymore. Besides the fact you're an MLS Cup finalist. It's basically a hood ornament for the MLS Cup finalists who lose. It does not get counted as a record. Trust me, I know. Toronto, they don't talk about Toronto winning 3 Eastern Conference titles. They talk about the 1 MLS Cup and the 2 cups they blew. Notre Dame's hot right now. That's all that matters. And besides, they're ranked above Miami anyway. So if the committee says it, it must be true, right? Whoa, what the The Leafs won 7-2 against the Pittsburgh Penguins? What the fuck? Huh? MLS is dumb, bruh. It's stadium in San Diego right now. How do we win 7-2? OEL, Easton Cowan, Bobby McMahon, Dakota Joshua, Waugh, Matthews, and Robertson. Even strength on all, well, except one. The Waugh was a power play. What? Okay, now I'm even more pissed off because if you're capable of that, you shouldn't be the bottom of the East. What the fuck? What? Because Logan Paul's a piece of shit. Because Logan Paul's a piece of shit person. That's why people hate him. He's too much of a piece of shit that even though he's awesome in the ring, he's booed because he's a piece of shit. AKA scamming people with crypto. Lead in the lunch leaves or whatever. The suicide forest. The fact he's just a contemptible douche. He's a douche. He's a grifter and a contemptible douche. He's a good heel because he's a punk-ass bastard. Like, yeah, he's amazing in the ring, but I can't stand him because he's a douche nozzle. Honestly, I think they will, but Vancouver still wins, like 2-1 or 3-1, something like that. I still pick Vancouver. Yeah, I picked Vancouver to win the game before it even started. They're winning right now. Now, MLS Cup, I'm kind of considering it. I'm actually going to have to think. Like, I don't know if I'll fill out who I have winning the MLS Cup on that bracket till I make my decision. And I have to make my decision by Thursday because of the World Cup draw being Friday. So I have to make the prediction video by Thursday because the game's on Saturday. The World Cup draw is Friday. So I have, 4 days to make a decision? 5 days? And honestly, I don't even know if the jersey I'm going to be wearing in the video is the team I'm going to pick. Playing forward. I could see an argument for both. If it's Vancouver, Miami, I could see an argument for both. But I think Miami's the better team right now. They're hot. Miami's hot right now, and they're hosting the final, no matter who they play. Now, of course, if San Diego comes back and wins, I have to predict. That's a new prediction anyway because Vancouver's out. Do I go against with the prediction I made the first before the tournament, or do I stick with it? The way Miami's playing, I'm not sure. Playing forward. Shot wide. Tristan Blackman will be back for MLS Cup if Vancouver makes it. Playing forward. 34th minute, 0-2, 0-2. Playing forward, header. Wide. That's out for a corner. Cross in, Pellegrino stepping up. Cross, shot, and it's wide. Corner. Oh my. I thought that was going to go in. Because you could use tables. Blame the Dudleys for the chant. Bub. Close call. Cross in, header, out for another corner. 36th minute. San Diego are starting to push, as they should. I mean, they're at home, have more possession. As I said, it's either Vancouver or Miami for me. At first, I had Vancouver, but the way Miami's playing, I'm going to have to think about it because I can change my prediction for the MLS Cup game itself. Normally, when it's not the teams I predicted, but Miami is legitimately on fire right now. And I did predict Philly to make it, so it is a different prediction. I did predict Philly to be the Cup finalist out of the East at the beginning against Vancouver. This ain't the same Miami that Vancouver absolutely destroyed in the CONCACAF Champions Cup back in May. It's not the same team. That's one thing for certain. One thing for certain is the Miami team that Vancouver might very likely play next week is not the same one they destroyed during the Champions Cup. This Miami team is playing so much better. It's not going to be as easy. Do you think DePaul's making the team better? No, I think it's the fact they sat Suarez on his ass because of the suspension. And Mascherano see the team played better without Suarez. Silvetti is amazing. I'm going to say it's because of Matteo Silvetti and Tadeo Allende. Silvetti and Allende are both playing amazingly. Allende is finally hitting his ceiling, and Silvetti is freaking amazing. No Suarez being a black hole of possession at the top of the pitch, that really helps. Suarez being on the bench is a good thing. And Jordi Alba still shouldn't retire because Jordi Alba's doing some amazing stuff. Messi's had a really amazing run with goal contributions over the past 8 games. Alba's doing well. He shouldn't retire. I don't understand why he is, but you know what? Fair play. Allende and Silvetti playing is the big thing. And I would think so. There's talk about if Vancouver stays, they want a new stadium or they might repurpose Swangard. I feel like there'll be a short-term lease with BC Place until then, though, at least, if that happens. First off, they got to stay in Vancouver. They got to find a buyer to put them staying in Vancouver. They might have just Mariners themselves, though, as in this playoff run probably definitely saved football in Vancouver, in my opinion. But exactly. Exactly. And Suarez being on the bench is a good thing. They've really hit their stride with Suarez on the bench. And the defense is playing much better than it was. That's also very much gelled as their defense. And Rios Novo, Rocco Rios Novo is an amazing goalie. He might be better than Ustadi. Mascherano made the right choices to put him on this run, and I don't think he's going to mess with it too much. Honestly, Messi is still Messi, but Silvetti is such a good player. He's so good. Matteo Silvetti is so good. As he shouldn't start the final. Keep him on the bench. As they have been, you're going to win. Do not take him off the bench. Unless somebody gets hurt in training and you have to start him. Until then, and if that doesn't happen, you can't wrap everybody in bubble wrap, but definitely try to have less intensive training sessions, more like walkthroughs or anything, but you could still get caught up. Over the top, caught. Takaoka, 40th minute. So, tomorrow, if you want to be up in the morning, we will be live for the Formula One Qatar Grand Prix at 10 a.m. Here are the scenarios for the World Driver Championship. If Lando Norris wins the Grand Prix, he overtakes Piastri to turn 1, knowing that Verstappen, Lando, and Oscar are all 1, 2, 3. Oscar on pole, Lando second, Verstappen third on the grid to start the Grand Prix. If Lando wins the Grand Prix, he wins the World Championship. If he finishes ahead of Max Verstappen is out of the championship in Abu Dhabi if Oscar is to finish ahead of Lando. And that'll just be whoever finishes ahead of Lando and Oscar in Abu Dhabi. No joke. Smoke a fat NYC blunt the moment the final whistle blew. No joke. Hey, that's awesome, though. I don't know what the difference is. Philly blunts. No, it's NYC blunts. That's pretty cool. But either way, if Lando beats both Oscar and Max Verstappen, at this point, he would be winning the Grand Prix if he did that. Unless some crazy shit happened. Lando's a champion. If Lando finishes ahead of Verstappen, he eliminates Max from the World Driver Championship going into Abu Dhabi next week. Abu Dhabi's the morning after MLS Cup. But the good news, MLS Cup's afternoon game, so that's good news there. That's good news there. Told people I'm not worried about NYCFC. That's the confidence Miami gave me to say that. Well, good job. They won 5-1, Miami. Playing forward. Miami are on cloud 9 going to MLS Cup. Yep, 43rd minute. Playing top of the box. Mueller loses the ball. Just gets absolutely dispossessed by Godoy. Over the top. Yeah, that wasn't German discipline. Playing forward. .44th minute. Playing forward, headed on, cleared away by Vancouver, 45th minute. I think he was just agreeing to the... Two minutes of stoppage time. Playing forward. 46th minute. About an hour break, but okay. Cross in, shot, goal, Vancouver 3. Brian White bodies the ball in. 0-3, 0-3. Both conference finals have been ass kicking so far. Vancouver makes it 3-0 before the half. Brian White. 47th minute. 2 goals that have been Vancouver players. Brian White. Ball crossed in by Ahmed. Runs it through. And then Brian White's right there to body it in. Well, I wouldn't say... If you've been watching the whole season, no. I had Vancouver in the MLS Cup final. Not in February, but when the playoffs started, I'm like, Vancouver's going to the final. Miami, I had them in the conference final. So, and then losing to Philly, but I didn't know they'd be hosting the conference final themselves against an underdog. Brian White. That one's on me, but Brian White, 45 plus 2. Nil 3, 0-3, halftime, 0-3. Well, that's a backbreaker. So, I mean, I don't think I did too bad, per se, with Vancouver being in the final and Miami being in the conference final. I don't think I did too badly. I trusted Miami more than I did Cincinnati. Probably the reason why they're there, but either way, that was definitely the first half the Whitecaps wanted. There's no way you could blow this from here, right? Not exactly a way you could really blow this from here, right? With that being said, Minutes down. Vancouver laying belt. It's so over. Vancouver, Miami would probably be a really good match. Definitely worth the suit day, even though it's a final. With that being said, stats at the half. We'll talk about it. 0-3, 0-3 esta noche. Medio tiempo. 45 more minutes to go. We'll know our MLS Cup final. Will San Diego come back? Or will it be Vancouver, Miami? With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight. Vancouver leads. Will there be lots of goals in the final? The way this is going, yeah. It's going to be a goal fest, I would say. With that being said, sit tight, be back. Back for the stats of the half. I'm not cheering for the Whitecaps. See, let me clear this up. I'm not cheering for the Whitecaps. I predicted them to win the match. I have a Vancouver jersey in my collection because, well, I have any MLS team's jersey or any CONCACAF jersey in my collection but Montreal's. I don't see Vancouver as a rival. They're the ones who see Toronto as a rival. It's a one-sided rivalry. To me, they're the redheaded stepchildren of MLS or Canadian soccer. And somehow they're the best team of the three in the MLS. I don't get it. Either way, Toronto, you want to fix that? Call the Pirate. Either way, just like I'm okay with Southern Miss doing well, and I'm happy seeing them doing well, but not Ole Miss. Yeah, no, if it was y'all, I wouldn't. I don't have a San Diego jersey though. That's the problem. Yet. But I'm not rooting for anybody. I really could. Do I actually like that Vancouver's doing well? No, I don't. I hate it. At least it's not Montreal, though. I'd hate that even more. But deep down, I'd hate that even more because with Vancouver, it's just jealousy, especially when it comes to the MLS Cup playoffs. Montreal, I'd hate it. There's a difference. But I'm not rooting for Vancouver. I'm just wearing the jersey because I have their jersey and not San Diego's. And I predict them to win the game anyway. So, doesn't matter. I'll be wearing a suit for the MLS Cup final anyway. So, do that what you will. Do that what you will. I don't see Vancouver as enough of a rival not to have their jersey. Unlike Montreal. So just to clear that up, because for some reason people want me to clear that up. It's going to be a goal fest. That MLS Cup final is going to be a goal fest. I just don't know who scores more at this point. I'm not saying either defense is bad, but their offenses are too good. How we doing, William? Drake May, always. Hell no. Hell no. Not because I'm worried San Diego will come back. It's because I would never wear a Montreal jersey a day in my life. I would never wear a CF Montreal jersey a day in my life. You couldn't pay me to do it. You wouldn't catch me dead in a CF Montreal or Impact jersey. The only thing, if one ended up on my damn stoop, I'm microwaving the damn thing and posting it to YouTube. Is it a good idea to microwave this? I'm your host, Ryan Anderson. And we're in the Ryan Anderson Microwave Laboratory. Shit, I forgot. Point O. Safety, we didn't think about it. That's what we have behind this giant tinfoil shield to protect our nuts because nobody likes roasted nuts. Today, either one. And I'd post it during the frickin' 401 Derby week. That's the only thing. I'd be wearing gloves. I'd have those frickin'... I'd be holding it in gloves before I put it in the microwave. I'd let that thing burn. Burn, burn, burn. The microwave would die. At least it wouldn't try to kill me like a frickin' airbag. Allende. Really good playoff run for him. What happened to San Diego? They're getting their ass kicked. That's what happened. I'm not rooting for Vancouver, so I hope he does. I have no idea. It's awesome, though. Too bad these games aren't regular TV. I'm sure the MLS Cup final will be on TSN, right? I've seen a couple. They're an expansion team, couldn't escape it. Stats of the half, almost forgot. 57% possession, 43% possession, 5 shots to 5, 1 shot on goal to 5, 261 accurate passes, 85%, pass accuracy at 201, 84%, 7 fouls to 12, 4 corners to 0, 5 shots to 5, 1 shot on goal to 5, 307 passes to 238, 85% pass accuracy to 84. We have 11 throws to 3, 1 offside to 2, 1 yellow card to 1, 0 red cards to 0, 0-3, 3-0. Vancouver Whitecaps win, winning. I think Vancouver has had better finishing, but they've been the better team. San Diego have pushed, and they haven't found a goal to get back to it. Whether it is 1 or 2 or 3, they haven't found anything. They are pushing forward, but they just can't find anything. Good saves by Takaoka, good defensive plays. But Vancouver's the better team right now of the two. Is Hamilton washed? No. He's getting older. Chucky Lozano's on for the second half. Lewis Hamilton's getting older, but it's more the fact that Ferrari is ass. And I say that as a Ferrari fan. Ferrari's a waste of time and space. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Lewis Hamilton's age is showing, but I don't think he's washed. If he was in the McLaren this year, well, it's the best car, but Lando would have been, whatever one you keep out of the two of Lando and Oscar, Hamilton would have washed him in the McLaren. I think Hamilton would have beat George Russell if he stayed in Mercedes. Or Kimi, for that matter. He would have beat either of them. If you put Hamilton in the second Red Bull, he'd do better than Yuki. Ferrari's a joke. That's the problem. Charles is just one of the best. He must be. Charles is one of the best drivers on the grid. He's just stuck in a damn Ferrari. He would win a world title if he wasn't sitting in a damn Ferrari. I'm going to be honest about that. Playing Ford. Lewis Hamilton is not washed. Ferrari's a joke. And I say that as a Ferrari fan. Why do you think I'm rooting for Lando? Like, Lando's one of my, I'd say he's my second favorite driver. Charles, Lando, Lewis. Top 3 for me. Charles can't win the world title, and Lewis can't this year, so I'm rooting for Lando. I'll root for all 3 when the next season starts, and we'll see how it plays out. But I guarantee you Ferrari won't even have that good of a car next year either. Maybe better. I'm hearing, here's the good news. Besides, Lewis has always had problems with ground effect cars anyway because he can't brake as late as he normally did in the years before. I think Abu Dhabi 21 had a part to play in it as well, but Ferrari is most of the problem, I'd say. We'll leave that for tomorrow morning, though. We'll be live at the Qatar Grand Prix in the morning. If Lando wins the Grand Prix, he wins the championship no matter where Max and Oscar finish. If Lando finishes 2 places ahead of Oscar and 1 ahead of Max, he wins the championship, which now at this point pretty much just means win. Unless, what? Unless they all crash out and go down to the middle of the order, then, you know, whatever. Yeah. But this Miami's better than they were back in May. I have no idea. I don't think Brock Lesnar's a guy who likes association football / soccer. I don't think he's that type of guy. Playing over the top. Boom, boom, boom. I think Messi is screwed if he's facing Mueller in the MLS Cup final. Possible. I think it's going to be a goal fest. 2012, Argentina beat Germany 3-1. Messi scored assisted. Also, 2010, Messi beat Germany 1-0 at Allianz Arena. Were those friendlies, though? AKA, doesn't matter. It's a friendly. Tough talk coming from Friendly FC, man. I know. Tough talk coming from Friendly FC, man. Yeah, that's true. Playing forward. Think of the memes if Mueller beats the GOAT. It'd be hilarious. If Messi was 90 minutes away from an MLS Cup, Don Garber's wet dream, and then German discipline beats Messi, Don Garber would have a stroke. Which, if it makes Don Garber cry, I do love the idea of it. I'm not going to lie. Seeing Don Garber cry is something I want to see happen. So... well, at least when it comes to his MLS. Let me be clear. If football is what makes Don Garber cry, I want to see him cry. It's not like I want to see him cry for... my point being is if what he wants to happen in football doesn't happen, then he cries. That's the type of crying I want to see. To be clear. Which Miami losing would be... German discipline beating Miami, it'd be hilarious. Damn it, now Sun's even got me say German discipline. '51st minute. Damn it. Damn it. I mean, I do have German blood, don't I? I do. So technically, makes sense. Just thinking out loud. 52nd minute. You're at your grandma's house. You making fruitcakes? That's a grandma got run over by a reindeer reference if you don't get it. It's almost Christmas. When I think of fruitcake, I think of grandma got run over by a reindeer. Can't help it. Can't help it. Can't help it. 53rd minute. I was expecting NYCFC to do much better, but they failed. Same thing with San Diego. I expected to see them do better, and they're getting stomped out. It's crazy. Fruit cake. Playing forward. It is funny that Maxi Morales assisted Justin Hawk's goal. Maxi Morales still got it. Playing forward. Beefcake! Playing forward. Played down. San Diego don't seem to do much. I mean, Bernadeschi, he wanted to go to the Italy team, and frankly, I think Toronto was like, okay. I think they let them both go because he wanted a chance to make the Italian team for the World Cup, which it doesn't seem like he's going to do. But I could see Bernadeschi coming back to Toronto FC one day. I could. And I think he wants to as well. But knowing things had to be rebuilt a bit, I think he walked, or I think they let him walk away. I don't think he exactly wanted to, but he was like, well, while things are being dealt with, I could try to get back in the Italy squad. Insigne needed to go, and frankly, I don't even think he'll be good in Serie A. Bernadeschi barely plays for Bologna. He barely plays. And they wanted him so badly for, 2 freaking summers in a row? He barely plays. So, yeah, no, Insigne, I don't see him playing another minute of meaningful football, at least in the pro level, the top levels. I don't. I love how he went to Toronto to not have to play Napoli, and now he's back in Italy trying to find a job, and he's just panhandling, but he'll have to play Napoli. What a liar. I forgot to find out. I don't think he'll do that good. I mean, Trinidad almost beat Canada, qualified to Copa America. If they actually won, they would have played Argentina in the opening game. I'm glad Canada won. '56 minute. Yep. That game was something. Levi Garcia missed all his chances that game. That's true. Argentina beat Trinidad 3-0. Messi played 90 minutes, failed to score. Yeah, that was something. Jesse Marsch is a good coach. Sometimes he trusts his guys way too much, as in keeps them in, like Dane St. Clair in goal. But yeah, I think Jesse's a good coach. From overall, I think he's a good coach. If we could just learn how to break a bus down, we'd be perfect. Playing forward. I think Canada would make a run next year for sure. Final's going to be lit. We might see Messi cry real tears when Vancouver packs him up. Dude, this is going to be tough to pick. 6.4. Interesting. 59th minute. Of course he did. But you know what? If Latin America rejects his ward, that'll be a good thing. I hope. I hope they do. I hope they do. It'd be funny. It will be funny. '60th minute. Shot, goal! San Diego gets one back. Chucky Lozano scores. Trinidad has more planes here. Fighter jet, massive radar. Damn. Chucky Lozano with a chip brings one back for San Diego with 30 minutes to go. 1-3, 1-3. Chucky Lozano. Has the ball and he chips it. Boom. What a shot. Well, damn. One to three, 1-3. Chucky Lozano gets one back. 30 minutes to get more for San Diego. Vancouver Sabi goes down in the box. Playing forward. Nice consolation goal for Chucky. Muller subbed out. Yes, they did. Yes, they did for Ryan Gould. 61st minute. Yep. $62 minutes. At least that's a solid option. Yeah. 63 minutes. Playing forward. Sabi. Emmanuel Sabi cuts through and shot. Blocked corner. Headed out by San Diego Dua. Emmanuel Sabi's got to have the worst conversion rate in MLS. Jesus Christ. Like, I've never seen a guy get himself into such good positions and miss every chance. 63rd minute. No. I still think they would have lost. Not because he's bad, but because Vancouver had the shits. Trust me, and when you have the shits, it's hard to move. When you get the bubble guts, it ain't fun. Shit saps the hell out of you. Literally. 64th minute. Ball crossed in. It would have been 2-0 probably for Cruz's Wolff. 2-1. Header. Who knows? Maybe they wouldn't have drank the water if they had German discipline. I don't know. Maybe they win. 64th minute. 64th minute. Playing forward. Ball crossed in. SMU's getting destroyed by California. Damn. Playing forward. '65th minute. Throw in for Vancouver. Huh? Dua gets the yellow card, 67th minute. '67th minute. What do you think? Well, I mean, it's more. Either way. Bulls service level, it's about getting regime change. Yeah, that's been the story for years. But when you run on a platform and let them deal with it themselves and then start a war, you're a lying bastard. But then again, I don't know who's. Well, shit, he might just be an idiot himself. I don't know. Either he's an idiot or he's getting blackmailed to hell and back. Either way, that doesn't do shit about shit. Wide, 68th minute. That's what I think. If his own people are angry, let them take care of it. We basically let Syria do that, and I remember when Syria basically took out Assad and tried to. I mean, they were doing that shit on their own for 10 years. So why do we need to help Venezuela or get into Venezuela? Playing forward. Here's a chance. Sabi blocked. 69th minute. '70th minute. Playing forward, 70th minute. Locked away. Ingvartsen coming on for Valakari. 71st minute. Playing forward. 72 minutes. Blocked away. Newcastle Jets leading Auckland FC. Ball crossed in. Header. '73rd minute. Wellington better come on. Phoenix. This is a guess because of how much they respect Americans, but Morocco. That's my guess. Because Morocco has a heavy respect for Americans. Even when they played them in the U20 and the Olympics, they even said that. So from what I could tell, from what I was told in comments, it sounds like Morocco. But Cabrera coming on for Sabi, 74th minute. It could also, well, South Africa is more Dutch. Afrikaans and English. Let's say it's more Dutch-based. Yeah, I'm going to go with Morocco. That's a guess, though. Morocco's the first country to recognize the USA. Well, yeah, there we go. 3-1 Vancouver. Vancouver dominated the first half. Morocco and Liberia, especially Liberia. Well, I wasn't far off. But yeah, I mean, if a country's the first to recognize the USA, I'm sure it's going to learn a lot from the USA. 74th minute. Lozano seems to single-handedly trying to bring San Diego back. Free kick, nope. Cleared away by Vancouver. Free kick for Vancouver, 75th minute. I think Vancouver's dominating, but Lozano had an amazing goal to make it 1-3. But Vancouver are easily winning at this point. They have respect for all tourists, period. One of the world's best hospitality. Referring to Morocco, right? That makes me feel less special. If you're referring to Morocco, that makes me feel less special. That makes me feel less special. I thought they legitimately liked me. Does 3 million people flee your country if you're a good leader? No. No, they don't. No, they don't. If you're a bad leader, there's no good leader that loses 3 million people to immigration. No. No. 76th minute. Yeah, I knew what you were referencing. I was just saying. '76th minute. PR is shocked with its bad result against Jamaican basketball. Damn. How bad was it? '76th minute. Whitecaps are 14 minutes away plus stoppage time to an MLS Cup final. Miami's out of the ACC title game. Playing forward. Playing forward. Miami winning the final 4-0, 3 or 4-0. I think it's going to be a goal fest for both teams. 3-3. They what? 78th minute. Red card. Red card for, damn, own goal and a red card. Ryan Gould was taken down. Red card for the goalie, Pablo. He is off. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. And he takes out Gould. Yep, free kick. That's a red card. Dog show and violent conduct. Take your pick. Own goal and a red card. Take your pick. Take your pick. He's off. He's off. And honestly, rightly so. Don't stick your leg out like that and not get the ball. He is off. So, hold on. Let's see how many subs. Halftime, they made 3. They have to make a goalie sub with their second of 3 windows. He gone. He gone. 92-90 by Jamaica. Kofi Coburn got 26-15-1 play by Hiroshima Dragonflies. Wait, wasn't that the guy who used to play for Illinois in college? Kofi Coburn. Didn't he play for Illinois? Could have sworn. Probably the nail in the coffin. Substitution for the goalie is Ferry. Duran Ferry is on his MLS debut in a conference final loss, replacing for a red card. Welcome to the show, kid. Playing forward. Vancouver shot, saved by Ferry. 10 minutes plus stoppage time to go. It's okay. Who came off? Because they had to take off a different player. Vancouver winning by 2, and that should do it. Cuban plays Summer League Utah Jazz. Pellegrino off for Ferry. Yep, game over. No, they're down a man. They lost their goalie, and they took off one of their best offensive players just to put on the new goalie. Yeah, game's over. Game's over. Vancouver's going to hold on unless some dumb shit happens. $82 minutes in. Where do you predict the win the Apertura? 82 minutes. Let's see what we got. We have Toluca beat Juarez with a 0-0 draw, 2-1 aggregate. Oh my God, Tigres are coming back on Tijuana. 2-0. 2-0. 2-3 on aggregate. Tijuana's losing. For me, I got Toluca. As long as they're in, I think they're going to win. As long as they're in, I think they're going to win. 83rd minute. Oh, no, they just made it 3-0. Tigres just made it 3-0. 3-3 on aggregate. Oh, my God. 38th minute. Playing forward. Vancouver shot blocked off the post. Shot over the bar. Wow. Lol. Huh? Juan Brunetta scored the 39th minute. Ibanez with the assist. Header goal, 3-0. And right now, that means Tigres would advance on seeding. Tijuana has to score a goal. Tigres would advance on seeding. They're the higher seeded side. Tigres are the higher seeded side, so they would advance as a number 2 seed if they hold on to the 3-0 win and the 3-3 aggregate draw. Yep. Wow. Oh, damn. San Diego almost scored. Like they're not going to get a third. But that was wide. That was always going wide. And then Chivas and Cruz Azul are tied 0-0. Cruz Azul is the home team in that match. Tomorrow, to decide who is going to the semifinal. Playing forward. So I'm going to guess that the Liga MX semifinal, if Cruz Azul wins the semifinal, they're going to have to postpone the Liga MX final so they could play the Intercontinental Cup, right? If they don't win, either tomorrow or the semifinal, it won't matter. Trinidad made the World Cup 2022 song. Well, shout out to him. I never listened to that song. One of them, or that one. The song Dreamers was actually good, which is crazy because it was a guy from BTS who made it, I think. I can't believe I'm saying one of their songs is good, but it was. I'm not John Cena. I'm not the BTS stan here. I may have heard it, but I never listened to it myself, as in I never looked out for it. I probably heard it running across TikToks and shit, but I don't even remember the song. Like, I remember it, but I don't remember how it went. Like, I never listened to it. Like, the Gold Cup songs, I listen to all the time. Tocando el cielo, no es solo un juego, juega, vamos, even for the W Gold Cup. Waving Flag. Dreamers, that wasn't a bad song. Colors by Jason Derulo from that 2018 World Cup, yeah. What else is there? There was no Copa America song. There's running into a song on TikTok and liking a song, because that happens a lot to me. Waka Waka, that's not even that good of a song, let's be totally honest. I know it, but it ain't that good of a song. Waving Flag by Kanon, that's a good song, though. Whether it be the Canadian young artist for Haiti version or the World Cup version. 87th minute. 87th minute. Why the hell is Vancouver strong all of a sudden? They actually have a good coach coaching a really solid team. That's why they're strong. They're a good team. That's the thing, is they're a very good team. I pulled out my charger the wrong way. '88th minute. Jaden Nelson coming on. '88th minute. Playing forward, Bovalino on for Ocampo, cleared, 89th minute. Cross in, header, shot, saved by Takaoka. Covers it. 89th minute. Playing forward, 90th minute. Takaoka's on fire. That was an amazing save right there. 6 minutes of stoppage time. It should be enough to hold. Should be enough to where they can hold the game, but we'll find out. And we'll be live tomorrow for the Formula One Qatar Grand Prix. Has Takaoka ever played for the Japan national team? All I got to do is click. Let's see. He has not played for the Japan national team. No. Which, he's 29 years old. I mean, he could. I don't think that would be too bad. Best World Cup song, in my opinion. Waving Flag by Kanon. Well, the Spanglish version with David Diesball and Kanon of Waving Flag. The Spanglish version. The Coca-Cola Celebration Mix is what they called it as well. I say the Spanglish version. Waving Flag. Masterpiece. So Flamengo won the Libertadores. Miami won the Eastern Conference Final. Vancouver's about to win the Western Final. 92 minutes. $92 minutes. 4 minutes to go. One more time, one more MLS game this season will be this time. Well, not even this time next week. It'll be 1:30, 2:30. It's going to be an early game on Saturday next week, which we play each other to start the season off. Dallas, Toronto. Okay. You know what? That's interesting. 1:30 p.m. kickoff of the MLS Cup Final. Okay. We'll be live for it next week. Miami will play Vancouver unless some crazy, absolute crazy shit goes and happens. Yeah. Sadly enough, injuries and bullshit happen to the man. Playing forward. Confed Cup, Neymar over Spain and Italy in 2013. That was a good moment. For him, not me. Well, yeah, Spain, I could really care. No. Shot, save. Cabrera. 94th minute. Takes it to the corner. Playing forward, 94th minute. Yeah, because who considers the Confederations Cup? Who does? It was always a test event, and that's always what it got looked like. I mean, that's why, yeah. Is it fun? Was it fun to watch at times? Sure. It was fun to watch, but it was really just a test event that got all the Confederation champions together in a World Cup style format instead of a Club World Cup like format, because I guess 1 minute to go. Quite true. Playing forward, less than 20 seconds, or about 20 seconds to go. Shot, save, Takaoka covers. San Diego had seconds to go, had almost a goal with seconds to go. Not that it would have meant much, but glad they revived the Finalissima, though. I agree, and we'll be live for it in March. Well, we'll see how the schedule plays out, but wow. LAFC going to Champions Cup because they're the next Supporter Shield runner-up. Yep. And anybody could win the cup's already in. MLS Cup's already in. Full-time, Vancouver is going to the final. 1-3 in the Western Conference final. Vancouver has won the West. How the West was won. 1-3 for the Whitecaps. And they're moving on to the MLS Cup final. They're going to Miami. San Diego are out. San Diego are out. They're going out. Three ass kickings, or two ass kickings, I should say. 3 matches. All right. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. Tell all your friends, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send stats on live streams, comment on this video, put this in playlist. Share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this match. Vancouver to the MLS Cup. Dominant first half leads them going to the MLS Cup to play Miami. And they're going to Miami. One more time, one more game in the MLS this season, and the Vancouver Whitecaps are going to play Inter Miami. That's going to be a good one. With that being said, congratulations, Felicidades to Vancouver. Commiserations to San Diego. One more MLS game on Saturday and next week. We still have some more games to do besides that throughout the season, but either way. With that being said, one more time, Vancouver through. Messi might be cooked, says Son. Maybe. With that being said, I'll see you later. I'm running. I'm out. Peace. See ya.